He's dominating in the NFL. The coaches in the league at the time vote him one of the best players in the league in 1939, the year my father was born. He piles up more recognition than anyone in the game. By 1940, he's a Bears captain, okay? And he's steering the Bears through one of the greatest times they ever had. The Bears go to back-to-back titles in 1940 and 41. They're just knocking people out all over the place. They have a great running game, and Fortman is the heart. He's called the heart and soul of that running game. All right. And after the 1940 season, they don't just say he was one of the best linemen in the NFL. They say like he was the absolute best. The best. Okay. So now by December 8th, 1940, NFL game that lives on in infamy, the Bears versus the Redskins. It's the championship game, right? 3 weeks earlier, the Redskins beat the Bears. So that's a tough, if you've ever been in a position where you got to play an opponent for the championship that had beaten you, man, mentally that's a hard sell, right? So, but Halas, he doesn't let them forget it. He reminds them of them losing to the Redskins. By the time the kickoff happens, Danny Fortman said the Bears were so fired up, so tightly wound, they were uncontainable. What happens in that game? The Bears have the most lopsided victory in a championship game. They beat the Redskins 73 to nothing. And Fortman thinks Halas is a genius because of that strategy. He fired those guys up. He was like, you suck. You lost to the Redskins. They're going to kick your fucking ass again. You don't deserve to be here. I don't know. That's all I can imagine that Papa Bear might have been saying to get his team fired up, right? So at one point, one of his teammates, quarterback Bob Snyder, said Danny Fortman was the perfect football player. He was the most important man on the roster. Chicago goes 11-0 in the regular season. They get to the Washington championship game, a rematch, and they lose. All right. But by that time, after 1940, Danny Fortman, he's already built his legacy in the NFL. He tries to walk away from the game in 1943. He was still working on that doctor degree, working in medicine, right? But George Halas, he's got that way, so they say, and he pulls him back in. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Right? And so he spends weekdays practicing medicine at Pittsburgh's Presbyterian Hospital. Then he gets on a plane Saturday night. He joins the Bears for Sunday's game. He suits up, beats the living shit out of everybody, right? He anchors a team that would once again face the Washington Redskins for the title. And this time, 1943, the Bears win again. And that was it for Danny Fortman. 5 days after that game in 1943, he retires. 8 seasons, 86 games, 3 championships, all the while a medical career waiting for Danny Fortman on the other side. He never saw football as his final destiny, but you ask anyone who watched him play, he left behind a legacy that was anything but temporary.